Hey y'all, Wiggle here. Beautiful day, early March. Absolutely fantastic. So, I dug up one of these Swiss chard roots, cut the bad part off. I know that it's a 2-year plant, it's a biennial. It's basically a beet. What I'm going to try to do is cut this into pieces and replant it. And I'm going to see what happens. Kind of the idea of what you would do with a potato or something. What we don't want it to do is get a flower stalk and seeds, because then the leaves are no good. We want to just keep eating. So I don't know if this plant thinks it's a year old, 2 years old. I don't know where it's at. But when I pulled it up, it felt like it was pretty good. So we're going to give it a shot. I have no idea. I tried to look it up. There's not a lot of information on it. So I'm out here. Where's that? Mary Washington asparagus. And I have this spot on this terrace. Not really very good dirt, as you can see. But I'm going to go ahead and put some asparagus in. There's 4 roots in there, 4 holes. That's kind of my spacing. I'm also going to put some of the Swiss chard just in this area and see how it goes. I do have some strawberries here. So I'm going to be planting some strawberries down in another part of the garden. I got a couple of extra packs. Don't want them laying around too much. Quinault, however you say it. Quinault. I'll show you that in a minute. Then I'm going to show you what I've been up to. Found a friend of mine gave me a treasure trove of. He's a window and door installer, and he gave me all his stuff. He doesn't want to deal with it anymore. So I'm going to show you that. Pretty cool. And then I'll try to remember what my last project I was working on, and I'll share that with you. But I can't remember. So I'll be back with you. I'm going to cut this sucker up and plant it. Get these, I guess I will show you how I do this asparagus. Just give me a sec. So it's kind of the same idea as a strawberry. I have a little mound of dirt. And I'm going to make sure to spread all my roots out in a circular pattern. Just cover as much, get them going in as many directions as possible. Spread them out. So there's my little mound, there's my roots, and then I just put dirt over the top of them. Pretty straightforward. So that's how I do my asparagus. Now, as far as the spacing, I kind of showed you. I'm in this idea of a food forest, so we want to have different layers and different things in here. And a lot of my crops have trouble because we're underneath this pretty significantly sized pear tree. It's at least 12, 14 feet tall. And I did thin some branches, took the suckers off, which I should probably show you that. I will show you that in a different video. Cutting out parallel branches and stuff like that. Suckers, inward crossing branches and stuff like that. You just don't need them. They're not going to help you. So I'm on the edge of a path here. It's like my middle gate. And I'm on this little high path. So this behind me is my southerly. Off to the left here is the westerly. So this side gets a good amount of sun. Terrible soil though, just subsoil basically. But we're working on that. And again, it's mostly just trees in here. So you can see my pear tree, and then down there is hopefully a prime arc type raspberry. Blackberry rubus, and then another one down there on the other side of the pear. There's a sage plant kind of hanging on, and then down there it looks like a hazelnut. I'm not sure what's all the way down there. I'm not sure. Here's a hazelnut. See that? Those little catkins hanging there? It's a hazelnut. It gets pollinated at a weird time of the year, very early. So I'm going to have nuts all over that little bush there. See all those little side shoots? I could dig those up and spread them out. But I'm just going to let it do its thing for now. And I think that's a plum tree there, or an apricot in that. So anyway, I'd like to get some herb layer in here, plant layer, in between these trees, so I'm taking maximum advantage. And you know, this asparagus is going to come and go early. As long as it can get enough sun during the season to feed it, then next year I'll have my asparagus sprouts. So I'm thinking I'll get a fairly decent amount of exposure here for these plants. We'll see if they get enough sun or not. I'm going to plant my little bits of Swiss chard just in between so I can kind of know where it's at. And we'll just see how it goes if we get any food out of it. It would be interesting to see what this thing can do for us. So I'll show you my glass here in a minute. I'm gonna go do these strawberries. Here I am with my. I just took my little cutters there and I cut that root into 3 different pieces. I might cut this one in half because it's got 2 roots on either side. I have 4 pieces. And we'll just see, I'm going to just plant them. So there is the finished product. Just this little mound, little walkway I'm standing on off to the right under this pear tree. That's how I dealt with just this little bitty piece of food forest. There you are. Now I'm going to walk over here. And we will be keeping track of these Swiss chard to see if they're all edible when they come up for any period of time. I'm not sure how that'll go. I'm just going to start at the top here because I know even though this is further downhill, I'm not guaranteed that my moisture is coming in that part. Oh, those chickens tore the heck out of my garden. Oh, man, terrible. So I'm going to see my blueberry there, and my blueberry there. I'm going to clean this mess out, and I'm going to put these strawberries on this mound. Because I know I'm going to get water at least right here. Comes off the road, comes out of the driveway. And that's where it's supposed to congregate there, even though it's a little bit silted up now thanks to those stupid chickens. I'll push all that back so that water will come right down through here. And this should get adequate water for these strawberries. So I'll clean this up and then get some planted.